Well, welcome everybody. I welcome you to the Reset program. This is a brand new, gosh, I have been doing this 5-day sugar cleanse for I don't know uh, how long. I lose track of time, but over 10 years. And we've recreated it to change with the times. And we're excited to share with you the latest and greatest about the current program. So I'm going to share my screen here and we can get started. So here we go. There we go. The Reset program. Welcome to Reset. So the first thing I like to explain is I always say when I first heard about the Reset, and as I said, it's over 10 years ago. My first response was, oh, it's a diet in a box. I was very negative about it. And I say that to you because if you've ever had that response to this, I get it, because we don't want quick fixes. And so what I didn't hear at that time was the science behind how effective this is to jumpstart your wellness goals. And then I had a few people do it, and they had amazing results in 5 days. What we're allowed to say is the average weight loss, scale weight loss, is 4.5 pounds, but everybody's different. And of course, that has a lot to do with inflammation. One of the most important features of this 5 days is removing sugar cravings. Because if you have cravings, that doesn't matter how much we talk about eating healthy, the craving's going to take charge. So, and one of the reasons people fail in their attempts to come to their natural normal weight, which is what I like to talk about, is that most diets ignore the root cause or lifestyle cause of what's holding on to weight. And that's what we're going to address tonight. And then they undereat. I have a client right now that is doing the 5 days, because you can do it at any time. You don't have to wait for us to do a formal group. The resources are all there for you to start whenever is right for you. And a lot of people stop eating and they wonder, oh my gosh, nothing is working, because when you stop eating, your metabolism shuts down and your body preserves your weight because it's in starvation mode, kind of like a bear in winter. It just holds on to the weight. And then most importantly, most diet mentality misses the inflammation craving connection. And that's what I'm going to just touch on a little bit tonight. And we're going to just think differently about this whole equation. And I'm going to talk about the 3 big hidden causes of weight gain, which the 5 days addresses. The first B in big is blood sugar fluctuations, blood sugar going up and down, up and down. The second one is inflammation, which of course I could talk about all night, but the basic effect of inflammation is nutrient deficiency. And when you are nutrient deficient, your cells aren't getting the right nutrients in the right amounts and the correct quality, then its whole body holds on to weight, because again, it's trying to conserve, it's trying to overcome a nutrient deficiency. And a lot of our lifestyle is creating that. And the third one is gut imbalances, because if our gut is not in balance, then we are going to have all kinds of repercussions around our health, including our weight. So let's look at the B for blood sugar fluctuations, because this is a key part of why you are doing the 5-day reset, to stabilize your blood sugar. So your blood sugar ideally is in this stable range. And most people say they have a smoothie for breakfast, or a fruit, one of those juices, the stores that make these yummy juices that are full of sugar and very little protein. Their blood sugar goes up. And then insulin, the fat storing hormone, comes out to bring blood sugar down, because the body's designed to be in this ideal blood sugar range. So up here, you get inflammation and fat storage from insulin, and then insulin drops your blood sugar down. And then cortisol, the hormone cortisol, stress hormone, also holds on to weight. So your goal in this 5 days, and it's why it's prescribed so tightly for you, with the 3 meal replacement shakes is to stabilize your blood sugar. So we stabilize your hormones, because the hormone insulin and cortisol are a big cause of holding on to weight. So, and I have a lot of my clients get a glucometer, because how do you know your blood sugar is stable unless you're testing it? These are very inexpensive, not required on the program, but it's so interesting to see what's your blood sugar when you first wake up, and what's your blood sugar eating fruit or a meal, and how quickly does it come down. And I even have a blood glucose tracking form if you're interested in that. Again, not required, but what we want you to do is learn new skills and new lifestyle habits that you can live on with. This is not a quick fix, it's learning new skills. So the second one in the big hidden cause is this inflammation. So our lifestyle is killing us, which happens to be the title of my book. And we just don't focus enough on how what we put in our body and on our body, even the skincare products we put on our body, can create a lot of inflammation from the chemicals that they induce, or the ultra processed foods. And we're all on our wellness journey. And one of the things I learned recently, I got kind of hooked into these Quest chips. Some of you might have heard about them. They're little bags of Quest chips, and they're 15 grams of protein. And of course, I was in this big, okay, more protein. I got to get more protein. So I can have a bag of chips that are also low glycemic, because there's not many carbs. And even though I knew the oils and the fats and the chemicals were so bad for you, I was focused on protein. And then my kidney function tests went kind of a little haywire, and I realized that I was having too many ultra processed foods, and that was one of them. Too much sodium and too many chemicals. So I had to say bye-bye to the Quest chips, because they were doing my body, they were creating a lot of inflammation in my body, and I was holding on to weight. Now, I did that, plus I did some other things, like I stopped eating at 7 p.m. I went for a 10-minute walk after dinner every night. And I liked at least a 12-hour fast. I was talking to Biddy about this the other day. Intermittent fasting, at least 12 hours every night, so that I gave my body time to dampen down the inflammation. And I released the weight. And so it was less about what it was less about what I was eating. It was more about removing the things that were creating inflammation in my body. And those Quest chips, wow, they weren't good. So our lifestyle has created this chronic cellular stress, and the stress itself and the hormone cortisol creates this low-grade inflammation, and that has made us overweight and undernourished. And so in this program, by balancing blood sugar and removing the inflammatory triggers, we're removing refined processed carbs, we're removing rice and pasta and obviously cookies and baked goods that are all creating extra inflammation. And we're bringing the body back into balance, and we're giving you high quality pharmaceutical grade supplements to be able to allow the cells to do what they know how to do and release the weight that's being held. So, and I'm going through this very quickly because I just want to give you the science, even though the 5 days is a very simple process I mean, it's not simple necessarily to follow, but what you do is very simple, but the science behind it is amazing. And then the other three, the G and BIG is gut health imbalances. So if our gut is not imbalanced, our emotional and physical health is not imbalanced, and it has a lot to do with this microbiome and the gut bacteria, the diversity of the microbiome. And what throws it off is a lot of overuse of antibiotics. I'm not against antibiotics, of course. It's just the overuse of antibiotics, ultra processed food like my Quest chips. And I like to be honest with you. And that was something that I knew it wasn't so good, but I got all cooked into having extra protein, which is the other thing. I've reduced the amount of protein that I have, and chronic stress. And signs of the gut being in balance is weight gain and bloating and irregularity, of course, in your pooping, food sensitivities, and skin issues. And of course, many of you have probably heard me talk about gut health. So we include a probiotic in this 5 days. So we're giving your gut microbiome extra support. Of course, removing all the ultra processed and refined sugars helps your microbiome enormously. And then we're also adding the probiotic and the supplements to help restore the microbiome. I love talking about the microbiome because it's just crazy that we have all these microbes living inside of us that are so important to everything. And when they get out of whack, our body weight goes up, our glucose balance. In fact, we were even looking at one of the causes of type 2 diabetes is the microbiome imbalance. And every branch of medicine is looking at this right now. Appetite, mood, whole mental health and the microbiome, mental health and gut health, immune status, stress, sleep, joint health, skin health, everything is related to gut health. So I love this, your superheroes. When you eat right and feed your microbiome well, you will come into your natural normal weight. When you feed your microbes a lot of refined sugars and ultra processed foods, then the fat bugs take over and you can be overweight. So what can we do? And here's where we talk about the reset, because that's what we're here to talk about. Why does this thing work so well? And it does work so well. It's one of the ways I began my wellness journey. You can use a reset kit, or you can buy these individually, these single servings, or you can buy them in bags. But these Nutri-Meal meal replacements have the ideal balance of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. And they have fiber and they are low glycemic to stabilize your blood sugar and to keep cravings away. It's a simple approach. We take a clean break from the unhealthy foods. So all your meals will be these meal replacement shakes. You can have snacks, and we have all kinds of good resources on snacks that you can have. And Carol will be talking more about that and preparing your snacks. Snacks are always some kind of protein and some kind of slow carbohydrate. So a vegetable or a salad. So always think about mixing your carbohydrate with a protein. But the meals themselves are these meal replacement shakes, which also gives you plenty of time, extra time, because you're not making meals. That's one of the great things about doing the reset. And I like to explain this, the M's. So the macronutrients are actually the foods, and that will be your meal replacement shakes. The micronutrients are the health packs. You have these AM, PM health packs. And in these health packs, a lot of people ask me, well, what are in these? So they are antioxidant and minerals, plus a magnesium, calcium, vitamin D mix, and also an extra antioxidant booster. And these are pharmaceutical grade cellular nutrition, balanced exactly with the right nutrients for optimal cellular nutrition. It takes the guesswork out of, well, how much B do I need? And how much C do I need? And how much E do I need? These are perfectly formulated by a scientist that has a PhD in microbiology and immunology for exactly the right cellular nutrition so that your cells get nourished again. And I have a lot of people, they're already on a multivitamin and they say, oh, I'm just going to take my multivitamin. And I said, look, for this 5 days, take the supplements in this kit because they will nutrient your cells in ways that you haven't been nutriented before. And they might create a little detox reaction because when you nutrient your body correctly, your body might go in a little detox. And by the way, the 3rd day is usually the hardest, and after that, it's you're lots of energy, because most over-the-counter supplements do not have the pharmaceutical grade bioavailability that these supplements have. And then the microbiome support, these little probiotics that you take with food, always with food, and it doesn't matter if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but always with food. And this will populate your microbiome to support optimal gut health, because we're remembering we're working on blood sugar balance with the macronutrients. We're working on inflammation with the micronutrients, and the microbiome support the gut health with the probiotic. And then, of course, movement. You want to move because the lymphatic system, which is a whole other system that gets forgotten, is like your vacuum pump in your body that's removing toxins. So we help the lymphatic system by drinking lots and lots of water, at least 64 ounces a day, and moving our body in whatever way you feel comfortable moving. So this is an example of, I like this laid out so that you're clear about what you'll be doing. Here are the meal replacement shakes. There's a variety of kinds. So if you, for some reason, have a whey sensitivity, WHEY, there is a Nutrimil free version that is completely dairy free. So talk to whoever invited you to find out what would be the right mix for you. And here are the AM/PM supplements, always with food, always with food. And here's the probiotic, always with food. And here are some little examples of some snacks. If you like hard-boiled eggs, if you like almonds, if you can take dairy, you can take some cheese with a few almonds, or almonds with some veggies. Bell peppers, I love bell peppers. They're so sweet, especially when you get rid of your sugar cravings. It's amazing how vegetables start to taste sweet. And I usually say, I prefer you have no fruit in the 5 days, no fruit. If you are going to have fruit, because there's no hard and fast rules other than no bread, no rice, no pasta, no cookies. That's a hard and fast rule. But when it comes to fruit, if you want to have fruit, have the low sugar fruits, the berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. These are low sugar. The higher sugar fruits are bananas and watermelon and mangoes and papaya, all those yummy fruits. Definitely none of those, but you can add a few blueberries to your shake if you're feeling like you want that variety. So, but preferably no fruit. Now, the other question I'll address right away is, can I have coffee? Because here am I changing what you're eating and removing a lot of maybe the higher sugar foods. But if you are a coffee drinker, then you can have coffee, but I just ask you to cut down the amount that you have. So say you have a 2 cup a day, just do one. Do not add any dairy. You can add a little almond milk if you like, but I want you to be successful. So it comes down to, for you to get through the 5 days, if coffee is what you need to include, even though you have less of it, then that's what you need to do. So again, it's a conversation with you and your coach. So whoever invited you to do this or invited you on this to listen to this is your coach, and they will guide you every step of the way and send you recipes and send you snack ideas. And we have a little quiz that we like you to do before and after that shows the level of inflammation in your body. So we have a lot of resources. So I don't show this picture very much, but this was me way back, Peggy, way back before I did my first reset. So it was probably 2004 or 2005 or something. And the puffiness, that's what when I see this picture, I see the puffiness, that bloating, the inflammation. And then once I learned the BIG, the blood sugar balance, and the inflammatory triggers that I was using in my life, and getting my gut in balance, then what we want, we don't say lose weight. I like to say coming to your natural normal weight, because you're setting your body up for success. And that's what we do here, is we're releasing the weight because your body's out of balance. And I have plenty more amazing pictures of amazing people that have done this program. So this is another way to look at it. I'm a big one for mnemonics. When I was in medical school, I loved learning through these mnemonics. So we're rebooting your metabolism because it's sluggish. And when you feed your body ultra processed foods or you don't eat properly, or you undereat, the body is your cells are depleted. So we're rebooting by giving your body the right food, the right supplements, the right microbiome support. And we're eliminating inflammatory triggers, and we're stabilizing your blood sugar, we're energizing your cells, and we're transforming your habits. That's what this is about. And it is amazing in 5 days what you can achieve. So here's another little summary, because I want to make sure everyone understands what you'll actually be doing. So you replace all your meals, because I still have clients saying, so do I have my meal as well? No, your shakes are your meals. They're balanced macronutrients. And then if you want 2 healthy whole food snacks, if you're not hungry, you don't have to have a snack. But Carol will talk more about that. Take your AM, PM health packs and your probiotic. Drink plenty of water. Plenty of sleep, because sleep is when we repair and reset. And low to moderate impact exercise. Most people can do the normal exercise that they do, but if your body, especially in those first 3 days, if you get kind of a detox, you might want to just walk, just listen to your body. So another way to say it is Nutrimeal for breakfast with 10 to 12 ounces of water. I prefer it in a Vitamix or an electric blender. I think it tastes better that way, but if you can't, just shake and go works as well. Add your probiotic to your morning shake if you want, if that makes it easier for you to remember to take it, and your health pack with food. Mid-morning snack if desired, lunch, another Nutrimeal shake, afternoon snack if desired, and dinner, a shake with your PM health pack. And then I recommend you stop eating 7 p.m. and make that a new habit. It was hard for me at first because I'm kind of a late night, I have a little bit of fruit, or just I was hungry, but it's amazing. I was really only hungry because my blood sugar was out of balance. I now have a pretty hard and fast rule. 7 p.m. I stop, and I'll have water. I'll have like even a sparkling seltzer water. And now it's just natural for me. So it was hard at first, like a lot of habits, but now it's natural. And then I try to not have anything until I usually work out in the morning. So I may not have breakfast till say 10. So that gives me a 15-hour fasting window, which really has helped my metabolism. And I'm proof that you really can shift your metabolism after a certain age. I don't usually tell people my age is, but it's over 60. So let's look at the tips for success. Always take your supplements with food. Aim for at least 64 ounces of water a day. Get 20 to 30 minutes of low impact exercise. This is the 7 p.m. eating cutoff time. Shoot for 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night. So important. It dampens down that hormone cortisol. It helps balance your hormones like you wouldn't believe. Sleep is so important. Healthy snacks if needed. Don't have to. And then PM. Now, some people, these supplements can be so energizing that some people find that they might interfere with sleep. If that's the case, take your PM pack with lunch, because I don't want sleep to be interfered with. Because if you have not taken high quality pharmaceutical grade supplements before, you will really notice the energy boost from these supplements. So just pay attention to that. And it's okay to take them with lunch. Then I must say, because I don't want to just focusing on the 5 days, it's important to focus on it, but we've also got to have a plan. So we usually say after the 5 days, you choose. Do you want to continue to release weight? I should say release that, not lose. And that's called transform. Or are you doing reset just to kind of stay in balance like a lot of us do now, and you want to maintain, you're maintaining. So if it's to release weight, you would continue with 2 shakes a day of these Nutrimeal shakes. So that means you need to order them at least by Wednesday for them to get to you, or just order them with your first order so that you don't run out. Because you don't want to hit the 5 days and think, oh, what do I do now? So you want to have a plan. And then 1 low glycemic meal. And that way you can practice what that means, and that you can look at our recipes for that. And of course, continue to take your supplements. We take our supplements, it's like lifelong commitment. And then maintaining would be the 1 shake a day. Or in Peggy's case, she got home late, she's on the East Coast, so you have a shake for dinner. It's lovely to have that backup plan, and 2 meals, and take your supplements. Okay, so I have to show you these amazing pictures. Marie is one of my clients that she wanted to get in her body, her ideal body for her daughter's wedding. So she was a boot camp buddy of mine. She thought she was doing everything right. She'd go into boot camp every day, but nothing was shifting because she didn't follow the BIG plan, the blood sugar, inflammation, and the gut health imbalance. So she did reset and then transform, and that's her in a beautiful mother of the bride dress. And there's Peggy. Peggy, do you want to unmute? You feel free to unmute and just, I know everything I've been saying is like, yes, yes, yes. So tell us about your journey.
Thank you, Karen. Yes. So, I mean, you can see the difference there. And even since then, this was a few years ago already. Since then, everything I learned back then and I continue to do, like Karen said, becomes habit and it becomes easier. Don't get me wrong. We all like have our ups and downs in this journey. And, there's sometimes I had to kind of put myself back on the plan and get started again. But, I've been able to even improve since then. Like you mentioned in the beginning, Karen, that it's not just the number on the scale. So like in May of 2024 versus May of 2025, I had barely a 3-pound difference. But if you can see in those photos, the difference in the physique.
3 pounds?
3-pound difference.
Oh, let me
It
stop
looks like
sharing. So
two different people, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Peggy.
Wow.
So that's with, practicing what I've learned. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, all sorts of things.
Yes. Yes. That is wild.
Yes.
Wow. And so you probably didn't have that scale that showed the skeletal muscle and body fat percentage, your body fat.
I do have one of those scales. Yes. Yes. And it was body fat mostly. Yeah. I gained muscle, and lost body fat.
Yes. Which is what we want. I mean, that's why, I talk about beyond the scale, because we want to know your skeletal muscle. In fact, I've read so much lately that skeletal muscle is the #1 measure of longevity. The more skeletal muscle we have, and of course, it helps in so many ways. It helps with metabolism. It helps with preventing fractures. It helps with just being able to be mobile. And then looking also at adipose tissue or fat-free mass and body fat mass. So that's why I love those scales, which Carol will talk about in a little bit. Thank you, Peggy.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So fabulous.
I love that, Peggy. That picture was so powerful. And even the fact that you said that it's only 3 pounds on the scale.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes we are so focused on the scale that we lose the big picture.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, don't let the scale get you down, focus, just stay with the habits and you'll get there. It takes time, I mean, you'll see immediate results, of course, over the 5 days. But to get long lasting and big results, you got to just keep going.
Yeah.
It sounds like a country song. Don't let the scale get you down. You said that. I thought that's so true. We're often a prisoner of the scale. I mean, we get on the scale and somehow it determines our whole day based on that number. So we want to, I know you're going to love the biometric scale that we have. And then remember Brenda, beautiful Brenda from Missouri, that's also managed to maintain. That's the thing about this. It's like, this is a lifestyle shift that we learn new skills. And like Peggy said, some of us, there'll be times when maybe a few pounds creep on, or we've lost our way a little bit. So we just come right back to what we know works. Yeah. So Carol, I'm going to switch it right over to you, and you're going to tell us about the new and improved program and what support is available.
Right.
You should be able to share your screen. There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, what we're going to offer you now is some accountability. I recently participated in doing the reset program differently with another leader. And I was so enthralled by it, and I was so appreciative of all the accountability that was built in, that I said, I want to do that too. So this is how it was done for us through that program. And the first thing, there's a couple of tools that will help you be more accountable to yourself, because it's all about really your work for you, not for us. And the first one that we would like you to get is, this is a free app. It's called Timestamp. And when you take a picture through Timestamp, as you see here, it has the date and time. And so one of the things that we want you to do every day is get yourself prepared for the day. And this is a habit that we want you to work on every day, because that'll get you started into that new behavior. And what we
Hey, Carol, can you click on the little down the bottom? Can you click on the full screen mode?
I
So
can give it a
yeah,
go.
perfect, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, but will it do
Does
it?
it work?
Okay. But now it's
There we
so,
go. Yep.
but I'm
Good.
going to move you guys over. I can move you guys over. Anyway, so there it is.
Mhm.
So what we'd like you to do every day in the morning, every day before 11 a.m. is have your shake ready and the 2 snacks that you're going to have for the day. So this is one of my days, and we just did it in June. I said, okay, I'm going to be having a vanilla snack, or my shake is vanilla. I want to put some whey protein in it. I want to have cottage cheese and an orange. Sorry, Karen, the orange is there, but it could be a vegetable. And then I have avocado and some cherry tomatoes.
Look at those tomatoes. They look
Oh,
delicious.
what they just, they grow like that.
Whoa.
So now I have my day ready, and I'm going to take that picture at 8 a.m. it was, and now I'm going to post that in our special Facebook group that we're going to have for you, which is private. So, and Karen, you can show that when we're all done, what that
Okay.
looks like too. So this is your habit building portion. Every day, 5 days, you're going to do this and come up with your shake and your 2 snacks. Now, if you have a very busy week, think in terms of maybe Sunday I should make all of my snacks up, all 10 of them I need, and put them in baggies, and all I do is grab them and go. So Peggy, right? When you're going out to wherever you are in the hinterlands, you just take those snacks right away. And so this timestamp, again, go into your app store and this is the one that you'll see, the black timestamp, and download that. And remember to take your picture through the timestamp. Okay? So that's every day at 11 o'clock. All right. So now let's see what we have here. Then there's the scale that was mentioned earlier. This is the one that I bought, now on sale for 19. I paid 25. But it is, just go to Amazon and there it is. And it has all these different measurements like Karen was mentioning.
Mhm.
My favorite, of course, was the weight. And this is the graph that I have from my last time, or in May, I did this one. What I noticed is that my weight just started to really drop nicely over like about day 2, and then it sort of leveled off. So it was kind of interesting. It gives you a good graphic representation of what's happening with your weight. But then also you can go to the other charts like Karen was mentioning, maybe body fat, or you can look at what options are there, and you pick what you want to be managing and monitoring. So, and that is an app on your phone. So what you do is you take your phone into the bathroom, stand on the scale, and then it will come up on your phone, or bring it up on your phone first. Step on the scale and it'll show up there and it'll record it. And I don't like being focused on scale weight, but what I did the last time I did this program, I said, I'm just going to watch it every day because I wanted to see how the chart moved along, how the graph moved along. So that was my intention. I want to see what's happening every day to determine when did all that weight start coming off. But if you just want to do a before and after, great. You decide what you want to do with that. Okay. Now, here's what, as I mentioned, that this is what we want you to do every morning before 11. On this particular day, I guess I had a vanilla shake and I had cottage cheese and my orange again. And then I had also some hard-boiled eggs. And also note that you're taking your supplements and you're taking your probiotic. So again, building the habit of doing it every day. And this in your box, if you did the reset kit, there's a list of all of the snack options. And I know that you can vary it based on what Karen is recommending, you know, probably don't do the fruit or maybe the lowest fruits. Because I know right now, my raspberries are coming in. So that's the perfect. Those berries are so good. So right now I would really lean on my raspberries. So, but these give you ideas on what you can create for yourself. Now, what I want to show you is an option. If you would like, in the program that I just finished a couple of times, we were taking before and after pictures, silhouettes, because that way we could watch what we could note what happened to our body when we don't really see it otherwise. So if you want to do that, feel free. And these are the folks that, I mean, the weight loss was amazing.
Look at that guy, 14 pounds in 5 days.
Right.
Whoa, a lot of inflammation, huh?
Well, and look at men always seem to,
Oh, yes.
have a larger weight loss, but yeah, look at the difference here. And for me to see, well, I'll show you some more. Here's another one. Look at that on the left. That
Oh,
just
wow.
brought it, that big belly down. And then on the right, finally, we have a woman here. But that was 10 pounds in 5 days she lost.
Mhm.
But the beauty of doing this for yourself is to really get that appreciation of, oh my gosh, I am better. Look at, I feel better and it shows. And my clothes are looser, or however you decide you want to monitor what's happening with your body. Um, and then again on the left, they circled her arms because she could see her arms were changing too. And this is my belly. But I was doing it because I have this belly and it's inflammation. I know it is. And somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, you probably just sucked in your gut." I said, "No, this is an honest program. I'm here for myself. I just let everything hang out, both pictures, but I really noticed my stomach was flatter. Definitely. It wasn't like that little bloat. So again, this is something you can do for yourself. If you want to post that in the Facebook group, great. I know that the last two groups that I was in, there were a lot of people putting their pictures in and they just really wanted that. They just wanted to do it as a group because it's a closed group and it's people are supporting each other. But again, it's an option for you. And then I wanted to share a couple of the testimonials. My results, 10 pounds down, feeling great, very happy with my results. After reset, I feel more energized. I feel stomach went down a bit. Some clothes feel loose. My skin feels smoother and clearer. Favorite assignment, taking my supplements, being more committed. My personal goal after is to continue with my health journey and staying consistent. And yes, I recommend it to others 100%. There's all kinds, I mean, this, again, she or he was measuring bust, waist, hips, and happy to have done this as my sugar and salt cravings are reduced and my clothes are feeling better. This time around, I was challenged daily to be accountable to a group by sharing what I was choosing to do for snacks and exercise. So again, those of us who were in that group were feeling like that accountability was so profound, being with a group and supporting each other. And that's where I'm going to leave it right now with that. But I wanted to share one more just brief testimonial, but I won't do it on because it's long. But we even had a woman in there who was on chemotherapy at the time. And she said it just made all the difference while she went through chemo, that she still was able to do everything and feel well enough. And I didn't expect to see that, but she was very open about it and how much it helped her with the chemo. So it's an amazing program
Mhm.
for many reasons. And I think that having that closed group is powerful. That's how we're going to communicate with you, is in that group.
Yes, I'll
So
share
that,
that, Carol, so you can
yeah,
show people, and everybody should be oh, I was going to show you this. Let me share. This is the other
yeah, there you go.
scale weight. Let me show you. This is the thing I really liked. I tracked. Now, this is over 3 months, but this is skeletal muscle mass. So my skeletal muscle mass went up. Of course, it dipped down a little bit. That was probably when I traveled or something and didn't do the same amount of exercise. But then my body fat percentage went down. This is ideal. I'm not even showing you scale weight,
Yeah.
but muscle mass went up and body fat went down. And this is the same scale Carol's talking about, that you can get all of these biometrics. It's very,
Mhm.
very cool. Really, really like that scale. So let me show you the reset group. This is the Facebook group that's everything's going to happen in. It's a private group, and your coach will give you access to this group. And this is where Carol, the next group we have, Carol will post daily
Yep.
and with different tips. And this is where you can, once you remember, you can post your updates. So
Right.
this is the Zoom call we're doing right now. This is a webinar that you're all very welcome to listen to. It's a recording of something about the big 3 hidden causes, but in more depth. And just lots of resources and recipes. I know I posted a few, my cauliflower rice recipe here, going to the store and looking at different salsas. That's the other thing I completely changed. No ketchup. Ketchup is full of chemicals and sugar. And
Mhm.
salsa, which has almost no carbs, is a good substitute for ketchup. So just posting that, sharing it. This is my oven roasted veggie recipe. If you have a Trader Joe's in your area, it's all the ingredients. So lots of great resources here. And when we do a live group, all the daily posts will be in this. And the group is called Reset and Release. But of course, your coach needs to make you a member of this.
Mhm.
If you so choose, just let your coach know. We have 830 members. That's how many people have been through Reset over all of these years that we've been doing Reset and made different changes. And as we said, this is the first time we're doing it this way where
Yeah.
we have the Facebook group.
Right. And we will be posting every day an assignment.
Mm.
Surprise. It'll be maybe a quiz, maybe a little video, something. So when you go in, check, I'm posting my food and my shake and snacks, and I wonder what my assignment is today. So you get in the habit. And I know from doing this way for the last 2 times, those habits have stuck with me. I am now really honoring my snacks, and I wasn't paying attention to that before.
Mm.
And now I'm like, remember, oh yeah, I got to get that hummus and those baby carrots, and I'm always remembering now when I shop to have that in the fridge, and I'm ready for my snacks every day. So these 5 steps that you're doing, these 5 days, are building habits, and they carry over.
Mhm.
And like Peggy said, that just keeps going, and now you're still doing it. You're still doing it. So it's pretty amazing.
It is. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording for now, and then we can take some questions. How about that?